Thank you. First, I would like to show my gratitude to the organization of VIPS who have given me the chance to, I'm here talking with you. Here actually I'm working with the solid state physics laboratory DRDO, and we are working with the various technologies, semiconductor based technology. We are making MMICs. We are giving the full solution basically to the from the growth of the material to the fabrication of the device. So we have all the facilities for that one. We also have our foundries. We have the foundries GATEC, also for where we make the MMICs and give this product to the nation. Also for the ISRO, our 20-30% of the ISRO product we generally give through the GATECs. We also have the MEMS-based foundries in the Bangalore. Okay, is the Starcy, and there we are making the various MEMS-based device. So here in SSPL also we have developed the full solution, means from the wafer to the device. Okay, we developed the facilities called the silicon carbide based wafer, 4-inch wafer we are growing in our laboratory. Okay, and also making the various devices using that one for the gallium nitride based MMICs, which is useful for the high frequency, high temperature applications. So, and it's myself, I'm also presently I work for the silicon carbide, developing that facilities. Now I'm working for the projects called the early warning system for the landslide application. So in these applications, basically we develop the acoustic emission sensors. So when you see maybe you tear any paper, if I tear any paper, the bond will be break, with the acoustic waves will be generated, that sound. Our sensor is very sensitive to detect that small signals. Okay, and this is indigenous. We are developing this technology in India, and compared to the sensor which is available in the market in the physical acoustic USA, the cost is 10%. There we are making maybe 2 lakhs per sensor. Here we are making in 10,000. Okay, we already given the TOT to the one company in Kalyan in Mumbai, and we're making the acoustic sensor with the various frequencies. So basically, when you can see now a lot of the problems through the weather, climate changing, landslides, snow avalanche, so many problems in the worldwide we are facing now. And can we issue some warning for that one? Basically, we measure the health of the hills. Okay, and small deformation in the hill we can detect and issue the warning before time. Okay, we can know just like a health of my body, I can know my body health, how many percentage. We can issue the health of the hills. We can give how much percentage health of these hills are there. Okay, when we reach to the 80-90%, we start giving the warning. So we already did the R&D in the SSPL. Now we are putting on the field. So I putting my system in the Narendra for the landslide. Also Manali Leh access is very crucial for the defense application. So we are putting for the snow avalanche, we have put the server system in the Banial top, north and south. They are also, we are testing our system for the snow avalanche. Also in the Manali Leh access, we have put our system. So we are giving the total solution nowadays. Working is changed now, the DRDO. Earlier we were making the component, giving the component particular, but now we are giving the full solution. So for this one, I'm a project director for that one. I'm giving that. But here I'm very happy actually, Dr. Deshmukh is giving the topic where he has chosen the lot of the material, sustainable innovations. Okay, so this way he have given the porosity, thermal, electric, and also the nano, and various form he have shown, and on the fibers also. So this, how we are get the idea. Okay, this is from the nature. How we are getting the idea from the nature, how we can understanding that one. So it is very important for the student especially. Okay, this talk I designed for the students. See, when they start doing I'm scientist. Okay, I don't know the theory, I don't know this one. I'm experimentalist. Okay, I do the experiment, I understand, or I will give okay, I understand that one, this is working for me. So this way, how we start thinking for the experiment. Okay, I will try to give that cue to the students. So students who is new in the research, they can start thinking for the research opportunity, and how they can think or do their work. So here I'm talking for the nature of the sustainable technology, transforming silk cocoon into the high-tech application. So, see, we know the sericulture. Sericulture is very, in China and India, the sericulture we are doing. Sericulture means what we are doing, the sericulture, the process of the cultivation of the silkworm, rearing of the silk, and to the silk production. Okay, this is, here we have the in sericulture we have the arts as a science. Both are involved there. And this one, in this one, we have the two types of protein. One is called the fibrin. Fibrin is 80% and sericin is 20%. And sericulture have the three processes generally. One is a moriculture, where the cultivation of the leaf. So actually the leaf quality, what leaf is cantilever is eating, they grow the property of the silk. Okay, we can fill the various nanoparticles to the leaves, through the leaves, and we can improve the property. We can change the color of the sarees or the silk, color of the silk. So these the people is working in that direction. They are working, they have the silk raying, silk, this one. In India, we have generally 5 types of silk there. This is the mulberry near to the Bangalore in that area, Ramnagar and this thing. We have the Tasar silk in the Chhattisgarh area. We have the ox in Kashmir here. And then we have Iri in the Punjab or West Bengal. And this the More silk that is in. So this way I'm just giving the idea. I'm not talking about this one, I'm working in this one. I'm giving the how the sericulture is working and people. And this cycle is very important actually. If we can understand this cycle, how that is working, then we can know this. Earlier we have the actual silk moth. Silk moth lay the eggs. That eggs basically will develop as a larva, and that larva he continues the leaves. This is the feeding time. We can feed the leaves to the larva, and after the feeding the leaves in 10-15 days, then he start making the silk fiber. Okay, he make the silk fiber surrounding him. Okay, and he protecting himself. Okay, he go in this cocoon and for the dormant phase where he's going to grow. So he's protecting ourselves from the environment, from the different factors, and then after the growth, he will come out from that one. So this is he will work like this, and this is in Chhattisgarh generally. This is they do the moth coupling, how they do the moth coupling, laying the eggs. This one. So this is the basically technology. So this is basically going on. Now we start the thinking of the scientist. Okay. Now. See, this is also where just like gel, and they make for the silk now. So many, these are fibers, gels, sponges, okay, also microspheres, films, tubes, and also the lot of the unique application they are having in this one. Okay, so for the biomedical industries. Okay, but now start from the when I actually joined India back. Okay, I have this question from the long time. Then I say, okay, main question was there, how the pupa survive and grow under the protective environment. We go in the closer, but how is surviving there? Okay, so this we don't know how the brain cell of the dormant pupa sense the environmental factors, just like this enclosure inside this temperature, humidity, okay, and how they sense that one. So these are the second questions basically. So basically the silk we grow in the tropical and subtropical region. Okay, where we have the more heat and humidity, atmosphere. Okay, the weather is very different there. So maybe the factor is possible that the intrinsic factor, the temporal electrical firing of the neurons, secrete brain cell to the dormant pupa, or environmental factors like temperature, humidity, light. So this factor is possible. So what we start from the beginning. Okay, we know the zero, we don't know anything about that one. What we'll do, we just cut our silk cocoon, okay, in the 2 pieces and see how it's looking in the microscope. We see the one surface, inner surface is very fine and outer surface is rough. More closely we can see. When we see the more closely, we can see the crystals. We can see that some crystals are there in the outer surface, not on the inner surface. So we say, yeah, okay, we see how this, what is these crystals. Then we identify these crystals as a calcium oxalate monohydrate. Okay, so this so we do the various experiment. We have to find is real or not. So we can have the pure calcium oxalate monohydrate, and then we etch from the silk cocoon itself. Okay, we remove this one and see, and we study. Okay, and then we make a confirmation that okay, this after removing this, the surface is smooth. We do the IR spectra. Okay, so basically what we are doing, we are making confirmation. Okay, is okay, what is there with the various characterization techniques, we can do that one. Then we see what present is inside the outer inner surface, which type the elements are there. So we observe, okay, in the outer surface we are having the more oxygen, calcium, also carbon is there, okay, some cobalt and manganese may be there, but in the inner surface we have the more carbon, also the some nitrogen is there, also the magnetic materials, manganese, Fe, CO, cobalt, have the, we can, so we see, okay, we have this side element there. Then we make the simple laboratory experiment. Okay, see the how the CO2 will be diffused in the cocoon. Okay, so we'll see the so what we have discovered basically, the small CO2 can come out easily, but not diffusing inside. So it's the getting. Okay, so the one-way traffic is there, coming out, but not going inside. But this case is not in the oxygen case. In the oxygen case, this the rate of the also the same, more or less. You can see the rate of the cocoon going inside the gas. But we can oxygen both the flow. We are having inner going the out. Okay, due to the arrangement of this calcium oxalate crystal, maybe we may be. So then the temperature. Okay, when we see the temperature, the outside temperature is 5 degrees, the inside temperature is maintaining around 25 degrees. When the outside temperature is 50 degrees, is still we are observing 32 or 33 degrees centigrade inside the temperature. So we find that the result demonstrates that the CO2 getting and the thermoregulator help in the maintaining the ambient pressure inside the cocoon for the growth of the pupa. So itself is temperature, pressure, and these are maintaining inside. And also this is can work as for the gas filter, for the energy saving home. So various applications is possible for that one. So this is from our first beginning into 2012, we have published the first paper of this one. After this one, we see the questions comes. If electricity is there or not, because we have the static electricity, the silk cocoon, when you are wearing the sari, some water portion just go there, you can have some current there. So if any type the electricity is there, we can get the electricity from the silk cocoon. So you know this the earlier report by the Hornes Matty given by the one Professor Jacob in 1995. They have seen they put this thermocouple just above the 2 centimeter of this net, okay, and one thermocouple inside, and they see the 24 hours graph, how it goes. So inside, you can see they maintaining the 28 degrees centigrade, and outside we have the temperature variation is there. Okay, so just like okay, thermoelectric generator, okay, what you are talking about, and so is working as a thermoelectric this one this generator, where the temperature difference is there, the voltage will be generated. So now we start from the late Jacob Ashley professor who have given this one. What he was thinking, we have the two protein there, one is the fibrin, one is the seracin. So he thinking this protein working as a PNN, okay, semiconductor, and this elements is the dopant are there. So he's saying that these are maybe semiconductor, we have this PN junction, okay, dopants are there, so the current will be generating. Okay, this is he have given in this paper. But we see our silk cocoon membrane is the generate electricity. If yes, we can harm the electricity from the useful or not. So this way we was thinking when we start the work, seeing when the water molecule trap in the fabric matrix of the SCM, they interact with the natural occurring the ion forming elements, which already we have seen the EDEX, they are available there, and generate the ionic mobile charge carrier. And this charge carrier can flow the electricity in the silk cocoon. Okay, and this will be with the temperature that charge will be increased. So this way, okay, then we make the small device of that. We will use the two electrodes. Okay, put this membranes between the two electrodes and give the different conditions. In the if we can able to see any current there. When this is the dry conditions, the current current is very less. When we increase the moistures and NaCls, we have given the different atmosphere, the current will be increased. Okay, so then we can see the electricity from, then we see the what happened with the current and voltage with the temperature. So in the, we see the temperature and voltage will be increased at 60 degrees centigrade. So then we did the various experiments to understand that one. We see the sharp increase the current around the 60 degree. With thermal event also we observe the heat flow, how the heat is flowing in this one. We see the also the NMR study of the carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen, Na. We did the NMR. We see the also the sodium ion mobility in this one when we are in the NMR studies. We also see the increase the charge mobility around 60 degree when we have the this heat flows and this thing. So we did the various experiments to understand what is going on, and this we are thinking the current flow in the, we explore the temperature with the humidity and water molecule with the temperature and humidity. When we move this, so the water will be trapped there and they interact with the protein and the ion forming this one. Here actually interaction between the protein with the water is also there, and the Tg, if you see the temperature of the Tg, this is around 120 degrees centigrade, but with the water the Tg will be decreased, and around this reach around 60 degrees centigrade. This way we are seeing this enhancement of the temperature in that temperature. So then we say, okay, we simply what we did, we take the cocoon, we put the 2 electrodes, and we put the moisture atmosphere, and we put the LED. Okay, and the LED will be continuously, just like a small experiment we did that one. So we are saying where we have the waste and waste basically in the nuclear plant, thermal energy, steels, where we have the waste, heat and humidity is available. There we can put this of the device and continually generate the electricity using that one. And it's recently actually we see this one recently you can see this temperature different inside than outside. Also when we have the temperature different means the humidity is changing dry and wet. You can make the just like a device, an energy storage device using that one. They're working as a cycling. We did the cycling. We make the small device of that one in the series. We put in this device in the series and we do the cycling of the dry and wet. When we do the dry and wet, we can store the energy. So that is also recently we did some experiment there, and this we observed that one when we put this one. And another important this one, because this making the home himself, how this is important that one, we simply do the experiment. We use the silk cocoon, we pyrolysis at the 400 degrees centigrade in nitrogen as atmosphere. We have the raw carbon, we purify this one and we get the this graphene oxide. So through this one we can fabricate the graphene oxide. Okay, and we did closely we look how the graphene sheets are looking. We did the Raman spectra, see how that works. We see the magnetic properties also we are observing in these graphene oxides. And so this way we try to make the super capacitors using this one, using the highly nitrogen doped super capacitors. So in this case we use the argon atmosphere. Okay, carbonized the argon atmosphere 400 degrees centigrade. We have the nitrogen dope there. We check the super capacity in these properties and this one. So why super capacitor is important? Okay, then nitrogen doping. Okay, we can increase the conductivity. We have the super capacity property can be enhanced. The stacking will be separated. Okay, then we have the one functional materials. Functions bonds are there where we can make the biosensors. Okay, so we are getting. So in our work, actually, this is a worldwide people are trying to dope the nitrogen in the graphene. Okay, and they are using the thermal treatment for this purpose. Okay, they also do the hydrothermal. The nitrogen percentage you can see they can vary only up to 10% in the case when we go the temperature 300 to 800. In this case, when you're using the silk, we have the temperature 400 to 600 and highest nitrogen doped materials we are reported naturally. This is nature is given to us. Okay, so now we see how the temperature will be playing the role. We go in the different temperature, this one, and we see the specific capacitance, charge transfer, equivalent series resistance will be modifying, changing with the nitrogen composition or temperature. So we can say these are nitrogen doped graphene supercapacitors. When we have the current collector, we use the graphite sheets. We have the nitrogen doped graphene, and we have the electrolytes. We can use PAV or this thing, and we can develop the supercapacitors using this one. So, okay, now this is actually this is our interest to see what is going on. Okay, and we know the bed and give the echolocation to the navigate the dogs. Okay, he can find out when you send the waves, ultrasounding waves come back, and he know the direction where so why our interest is developed here. This bat like the silk moth. He generally in the night, he tried to eat the bat. So our thinking was, nature never did the injustice with any person. Okay, only we are maybe doing, we unknowingly doing this job, but not the nature. So if he have this capability to find his food, so definitely our silk moth also have something. He can know the bat is want to eat me. Okay, so this way what we did, we just take the various maybe the fur and also antenna wings. So we take the antenna wings of this silk moth, okay, and we'll see the what with the index what percentage what we are having in this one, and we can the weight percentage. Okay, iron, cobalt, nickel, manganese. We can see the what is there inside there, and we also see the shape of the shapes are looking there, and which type the cubical shape we can observe. The calcium oxalate crystal also there in case of the when we have the antenna, but in the wings case is we have the different with the calcium, cobalt, and oxygen. So try to understand that when the basically carbon is there. Okay, inside this wings we have these calciums are there, and when we did the ESR spectra of the antenna and these wings, we find the presence of the carbon centering radicals are there. Free carbon particles we can observe in this one, and in case of the both the cases, we see the magnetic of this one properties for this observe that one, and we know the navigation, the animal do the navigation when we can detect the magnetic field of the earth. They navigate and they will find their way to fly. They will find their way to go there. Okay, they have that capabilities there. So okay, so here is the presence of the stable carbon centric free radicals in the antenna and wing, and we use for that one. So we propose here. So okay, when we back to give the sound waves, the ferroelectricity materials we are already observed the iron, cobalt, nickel there. The spin current is generated in the ferroelectric layers. Then we have the paramagnetic layers, the carbon free radicals, and paramagnetic layers sends the spin current, and okay, and then the position of this bat is coming to eat him. So this is our we propose this one. If we grow structure like this, okay, so maybe so we can maybe able to use the various sound frequencies, various this one, so sound based all the sensor device we can fabricate using this type of systems. So now isolation of the fluorophores for the silk cocoon, because we are talking about the sustainability. So we'll see how this is sustainable. Can we are affecting the farmer? If this is a farmer affected technology, then maybe this is not a sustainability. So we observe the fluorophore in this one actually, because fluorophore coming from the leaves. Okay, when it's eating the leaves, the fluorophore is there going in the silk and cocoons, and we observe the image in the fluorescent in the different wavelength. And now we can isolate this one. We have isolated the fluorophore from the silk cocoon, and so this is our method. We adopt this method to get this one, and this is actually for the farmers. Basically, this is the additional product they can achieve, because without disturbing this one, so we can have this fibrin there. We have the seracin there, fluorophore there. We can remove the fluorophore. We can purify the fluorophore. Still, we are not going to disturb that one, so they can use the silk for the fabric purpose. So So the important comes here, the cost. You can see the various dyes the people are using worldwide. These are synthesis dyes. They're fabricating by the chemicals routes. So we have the PDMPO. The cost is very high. But in the case of the natural dye of this one is very maybe the 100 or 200 rupees. The total cost is coming for the 1 or 2 mg, and you use for the bioimaging. So bioimaging, you can use that dye. So these additional costs will become and for the farmer, and they will be able to survive this one. Now you are also talk about the solar and this thing. So we'll see how the solar part is generating there. So in what we did, we just put the ITO glass. We make this a graphite cathode and anode. Outer, and we think the outer and inner surface is cathode and anode. Okay, and we can put the silk cocoon. We use that one, and we can generate we observe the voltage with the time, and also this is the maybe we have the dye synthesized solar cell of this design, and we use for that one. We are getting the current. Okay, after this one. So this is we also the same. I'm saying we are isolated the fluorescent from this our method, and we study also that we study the details of this one. I'm not going for the scientific details. So we did this one. Important this one we use this fluorophore also for this dye synthesis solar cell. So we use for the fluorocell coated TiO2. We have the TiO2 anode and cathode. Then UV visible light. When we go there, then electricity we generate the enhanced compared to when we are using the normal silk cocoon. So here we are comparing what happened in the silk cocoon and what is the actual conditions we have that one. So here in the silk cocoon we have the high temperature. Outside we are saying anode. Inside we are saying the inside cover is the cathode. We using the SCM as a semiconductor, and UV sensitive fluorophore is already there in the photosensitive dye is there available, and that when we trap the moisture in this one, electrolyte to improve the mobility of the charge moieties. So this is we are comparing that one, and if we see actually the various material, what type of membranes we are having. So these are outer and inner. The temperature different are there. Temperature gradient we observe. Also, we observe the gradient for the water. Okay, inner surface is waterproof and outer surface is porous. So porosity is varying. From the gradient, for porosity gradient is there. This is the important part of this one. So porosity gradient is there. Then so we can already observe the porosity outer and inside is there. Then we are having this also we can see the change in the porosity gradient. We can have the fluorophore there. We observe the fluorophore. We are having the calcium oxalate also arranging in the gradient way. The outside is more and inner is outside. So we can observe that one. Then we have this grating oxygen. The oxygen flow will be varying in this one. So if we see the similarity in the both one, okay, we have the water molecule in gradient, porous size in distribution, embedded fluorophores are there, distribution of the calcium oxalate and carbon dioxide. So this asymmetric behavior is very important for the electrolyte. So this asymmetric behavior create the thermal water, salt and gas gradient in this membrane, okay, and in the outer inner surface, and this is the responsibility for the charge flow. So now we can imagine the electrical circuit also is through this one. We see the electric circuit, the light to electricity converter we can see. We can see the variable resistance in the SCM. We can have the thermoelectric setback generators are there. We have the capacitors are there. So as a electric person, we see the voltage, current, resistance across this one. So this is a fashionable change. When the weather will be changed, accordingly he will modify that one, and sustainability will change these conditions. So now how the brain cell dominate during the And this is our dormant phase. The silk cocoon membrane, they have the inbuilt light, humidity, temperature sensors. They convey this signal to the dormant pupas. Also, there the pupa has a light, moisture, and temperature sensitivity cell remain active during the dormant phase. So these are basically the electrical circuit total is grown by the nature. We can understand that one they are having. So they have the lot of the applications are there. Okay. So we have the temperature regulators, electricity, and this one, and the lot of the future scopes are there. You can use this material for the various applications. Already some work is going on where they can use for the chargeable batteries with you, Bangalore. We have discussed the I'm just giving the talk, they want to do this one. So they have developed the small gadgets using this silk cocoon and see they are working. And my dream is this one, self-sustainable zero emission house we can make using this technology. So everything is there. The store is there. We can make this type of house where we are self-dependent. We are not dependent with anyone. So this is the steady nature, love nature, stay close to nature. I will never fail you. These quotes I will feel that you fit for this.